The 2025 Toyota Prius looks great, but is it still worth buying? The Prius used to be the go-to answer for anyone who wanted unbeatable fuel economy and Toyota's legendary reliability. But in 2025, things aren't so simple. With sleeker looks, more power, and rising questions about Toyota's build quality, it's fair to ask, is the Prius still worth it? Hello everyone, this is Scott from CarLandTV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today, we will take a closer look at the latest Prius and see whether it's still the smart choice or just riding on its old reputation. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now, buckle up and let's get back to the video. I had a chance to get some seat time with the 2025 Prius, and I'll be honest, it doesn't drive like the car we all use to associate with Uber logos and hypermilers. Toyota completely overhauled the 5th-gen Prius last year, and in 2025 they've only refined what was already a much more appealing package. You've got the same 2-liter 4-cylinder hybrid system, but the output now sits at 194 horsepower for the front-wheel drive version and 196 if you go with all-wheel drive. That alone makes the Prius feel more planted and responsive in city and highway use. The styling is probably the biggest surprise for longtime Prius owners. This car actually looks sleek. Toyota ditched the wedge-shaped design and gave us something with real road presence. You get standard 17-inch wheels, LED lighting, and a more coupe-like profile. Inside, the materials feel more upscale, especially in the XLE and limited trims. You've got a standard 8-inch infotainment screen, or an available 12.3-inch unit that feels clean and quick to use. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. Fuel economy is still a headline feature. The base model is EPA rated at 57 miles per gallon in the city and 56 highway, depending on configuration. So while the Prius may look and feel like a new car entirely, it hasn't forgotten why people buy it in the first place. But the big question this year isn't just about styling or performance. It's about whether Toyota is holding the line on quality or letting it slide. I mean, not to brag, but I've been footing Toyotas most of my adult life, from Camrys to Tacomas, and I've come to expect a certain level of bulletproof reliability. That's part of what made Toyota what it is. But lately, I've been seeing more red flags pop up, especially when you dig into owner forums, service records, and long-term testing reports. And yes, even the Prius isn't immune. The 2023 redesign brought in a lot of new tech: larger touchscreens, advanced driver assists, over-the-air updates, and while those features are welcome, they've also introduced more complexity. Some early Prius owners have reported bugs with the infotainment system freezing or the wireless Apple CarPlay glitching out mid-drive. These aren't deal-breakers, but they're not the kind of issues we used to associate with Toyota, either. And that raises the question, are they chasing modern tech at the cost of old-school Toyota dependability? Mechanically, the hybrid system remains solid. The 2-liter hybrid powertrain is based on Toyota's 5th-gen hybrid architecture, and so far, it's holding up well. But once you get into the limited trim with its full suite of digital screens, sensors, and cameras, repairs could get pricey if something fails out of warranty. And Toyota's 3-year or 36,000-mile basic warranty and 5-year or 60,000-mile powertrain coverage are just average in today's market. So while the core reliability is still there under the hood, it's fair to say the newer Prius leans heavier on software, sensors, and electronics. And whether you like it or not, that introduces more variables. It doesn't make it a bad car, but it does make ownership feel a bit less bulletproof than it used to be. Now that we've talked about how Toyota's quality holds up, let's see how the 2025 Prius stacks up against other hybrid options out there. I've been following the hybrid segment closely for years, and I'll say this up front. The Prius no longer owns the lane like it used to. In 2025, the competition isn't just catching up. In some cases, it's making Toyota sweat. The Hyundai Elantra Hybrid is a prime example. I drove it back-to-back with the new Prius, and it's quieter on the highway, offers just as much fuel efficiency at 54 miles per gallon combined, and its interior quality is surprisingly upscale for the price. Hyundai also throws in a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, which makes Toyota's coverage feel basic. The Honda Insight may be on its way out, but it still sets a benchmark for comfort and hybrid smoothness. The Corolla Hybrid, which I've always considered the Prius's quiet sibling, now offers all-wheel drive and comes at a lower price point with many of the same fuel economy benefits. It's almost like Toyota made a competitor for itself. And if you're more interested in utility, crossovers like the Kia Niro or even the Corolla Cross Hybrid offer more space without a huge drop in MPG. Where the Prius still wins is its mix of efficiency, now futuristic styling, and that low center of gravity that helps it drive better than any Prius before it. But that once automatic Prius equals smartest choice logic hasn't really been holding up as easily in recent years. Toyota has got a great car here, but so do a lot of others. Which brings us to the big question. What does ownership actually feel like? Living with the 2025 Prius day-to-day is a different experience than what people might expect from the badge. It's no longer just about squeezing out every drop of fuel or driving something that feels like an appliance. The redesigned cabin is more comfortable, the visibility is still excellent, and Toyota's done a better job insulating the ride compared to older models. Road and wind noise are reduced, and even the seats feel more supportive on long drives. Whether it's commuting through traffic or cruising at 70 on the interstate, the new Prius doesn't feel like a compromise. From a maintenance standpoint, it still holds on to Toyota's low-cost philosophy. Routine services like oil changes, tire rotations, and fluid checks are inexpensive, and Toyota throws in 2 years of complimentary maintenance, up to 25,000 miles. Hybrid components are designed to last well beyond 150,000 miles, and Prius battery packs continue to show strong reliability records in the field. Insurance rates also tend to be lower than average, mostly due to high safety ratings and Toyota's consistent crash test results. Fuel economy is where it still shines brightest. With real-world reports showing owners getting 50 to 55 miles per gallon without trying too hard, you can drive the Prius like a normal car and still visit the gas station less than once a week. In terms of parking, tech, and ride quality, it's a smooth fit for city drivers and commuters. But now the final question comes up. After looking at features, competition, and real-world ownership, should you actually buy the 2025 Prius, or is it better to hold off for something else? After going through every angle, from features and fuel economy to reliability and competition, the 2025 Toyota Prius still stands as a strong hybrid, but it's no longer the obvious default pick it once was. It's stylish, surprisingly enjoyable to drive, and incredibly efficient. For people who value fuel economy over all else and want a car that's still easy to live with, the Prius absolutely checks the boxes. The updated powertrain gives it just enough punch for everyday driving, and the ride is composed enough to feel premium, especially in the XLE or limited trims. But you also have to weigh the growing complexity. The addition of new tech, more sensors, and a bolder infotainment setup does mean there's more that could go wrong over time. Toyota's still ahead of most brands on long-term durability, but we're not talking about the same bulletproof bare-bones Prius from a decade ago. That means buyers should be more informed, especially when moving into higher trims packed with electronics. So should you buy it? If you want efficiency, daily comfort, and don't mind paying a little more for sleek design and smarter tech, then yes, the 2025 Prius is still one of the smartest buys in the hybrid space. But if reliability is your #1 priority, and you'd rather avoid the risk that comes with more tech, the Corolla Hybrid or even the Elantra Hybrid might serve you better. It's still a Prius at heart, just wrapped in sharper clothes with a few more moving parts. Choose it with your eyes open, and it'll serve you well.